Technology should not be about connecting us to billion-dollar mega corporations and forcing us to rely on systems like Facebook that steal and monetize our data. Like, yo, let me say this. Like, yo, I am someone who got hacked, by Facebook. So I don't know if it was like an integrated ad system or something like that. But yo, I just know that Facebook does not handle your data wisely, and you'd be surprised at like how much Facebook tracks. Like, you get violated every time you go to the bank or access your banking information. Facebook knows when you go into your app. It really does creep on all your other like apps. You should really, really take a look at that. Be surprised what Facebook's telling everybody else. The future of technology should not be about connecting us to billion-dollar mega corporations and forcing us to rely on systems like Facebook that steal and monetize our data. The future of technology should not be about the future of technology should be about allowing us to connect with others in a manner in which we agree to be connected and not be subject to necessary and corrupt middlemen. HoloChain is the foundational technology to help us get there. It is real, and you can download it and start building it right now. It has the potential to change everything. I didn't get paid to publish this, so if you like the article, feel free to send some Bitcoin. Yo, I rate this guy. And he's like, yo, are you a crypto punk? If so, we want you on a Crypto Disrupted podcast and YouTube channel. Yo, I rate this guy. He's done videos with the founders. You can't beat that. All right? I don't blame you for putting your wallet up there. Somebody send that guy some Bitcoin. It's real. Moving forward. I love that. He's the first person that I've come across that is touched on the notion of telecommunications being a very palpable reality for holochain development. I hadn't thought about that, and that's massive because globally 2.2 trillion, and there's market space to play in. And when you think of Canada, I think 74.5 billion. So that could definitely go on. I like that. I think that's a thorough definition and understanding of holochain and what it is. Remember, the links are also posted below so you can do your own research. Now, when we talk about the web hosting services, you've heard me mention that quite a few times. And according to Intrado or Globe Newswire, they're not the only one to predict that we're going to see a 13.5% growth in web hosting services, and that it's supposed to be the 216 billion, 0.59 billion. That's a lot of opportunity. Considering I think right now it's supposed to be 196 billion. So, the sooner you get into web hosting, the sooner you could start earning a passive income and a real income and be able to continue to leverage opportunities in non-traditional markets such as the crypto sphere and crypto investing. Now, when we get into HoloChain, I do know that Arthur Brock is he has mentioned in previous videos that the App Store or the HAP Store is supposed to be dropping soon. Now, what I really like about HoloChain is the aspect of it in healthcare and what that means for HoloChain as a whole. Before I get into healthcare, though, remember this: healthcare is an $11.9 trillion industry globally. And less than 1% of the world is participating in crypto investing. What happens when 2 to 3% of the world are in crypto investing, and HoloChain has developers thoroughly compiling patient profiles, right? You go to any country, the patient profile doesn't travel with the patient from healthcare provider to provider. Like, that patient jacket looks different all the time, right? And so with P2P on a secure corporate network, as far as healthcare securities and IoT, you get the advantage of scalability that you don't have with other apps. and at a fraction of the cost, right? Like, you know, imagine having to mint somebody's patient profile. Minting of an NFT is just sort of creating a token, a one-of-one or identity for that patient. Now, you create that on Ethereum and you have fluctuating gas fees. Well, if you're a nation state or country or government, you need fees to be stable. You need fees to be low. A Holochain will do it at 1/10,000th of the fee. There we go. Artists. If you're an artist and you have a song, if you're an artist and you make images or graphics or sketch or edit and cut up movies, hey, guess what? Why aren't you minting? Why aren't you on OpenSea.io? You know, these are things that, like, when you see that one day you're paying $30 to mint something, and the next day you're paying $100 to mint something, you're going to be like, yo, why isn't this cheaper? Whoa, that's the thing about blockchain. It's energy intensive. People mining it are greedy. They want a higher fee. Ethereum's that to have some kind of like confederation, revolution of miners versus everybody else. I don't really understand it. I do get it. It's just like, why though? Why did we decentralize for people to try to like have their own powers? And nobody should be able to attack the system from within, but I do understand like where the greed comes from. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast when you create systems or models specifically driven on taking money from the person. Whereas Holochain is about access and affordability. That's my vibe I've gotten from it. One sec. Okay, so there's this article, thing outside the blocks, Holochain for distributed security and IoT healthcare. So the Internet of Things, or IoT, is an emerging and cognitive technology which connects a massive number of smart physical devices with virtual objects operating on diverse platforms through the Internet. IoT is increasingly being implemented in distributed settings, making footprints in almost every sector of our life. Unfortunately, for healthcare systems, the entities connected to the IoT networks are exposed to an unprecedented level of security threats. Relying on a huge volume of sensitive and personal data, IoT healthcare systems are facing unique challenges in protecting data security and privacy. Although blockchain is posed to be the solution in this scenario thanks to its inherent distributed ledger technology, DLT, it suffers from major setbacks of increasing storage and computation requirements with the network size. The paper proposes a holochain-based security and privacy-preserving framework for IoT healthcare systems that overcomes these challenges and is particularly suited for resource-constrained IoT scenarios. The performance and thorough security analysis demonstrate that a holochain-based IoT healthcare system is significantly better compared to blockchain and other existing systems. But you won't trust it coming from me because I don't have 30, 50, 150, a couple million thousand followers. I'm just a guy who seems to know his shit, who reviews the review videos and finds, I don't know, really constraining narrow perspectives on something that hasn't been clearly researched. Come on, man. I'm picking this from Cornell. That's the synopsis of a paper that you need to read. Cryptography and Security. Like, that was published by, submission history is from Mohammed R.A. Kandahar. And I apologize if I'm misspelling your name, but he's got a PhD. If you ain't got a PhD, what are you saying? Who else is on this paper? Shakila Zaman, Rizala Tikan, Faisal Tariq, Kai Kit Wang. Yo, show them some love. I appreciate y'all for this. Now, here's the thing about that now. You're like, oh, what is IoT? Well, how can I describe it? Who else has got a really good article for it? We could, you know what? I'm going to read you an article from PaloAltoNetworks.com. So While relatively new as a discipline, the Internet of Things, IoT, has matured out of its initial stages of incubation into a clearly defined set of use cases that deliver discernible benefits to a variety of market verticals. Today, IoT tangibly solves pressing business problems across many industries. Early adopters of this technology, such as healthcare, smart cities. By the way, if you're from Toronto, remember when they're talking about building Quaside Labs, which was going to be developed by Google's parent company, Alphabet? And, you know, aside from whatever controversy and dramas that there are, remember, Holochain, boom, being mentioned with the IoT of things, and part of that business security and opportunities in smart cities, that would have been huge in the city of Toronto. Just throwing that out there. I wonder where else Alphabet was thinking about building and will also be building Google head offices. Hey, what's up, Holochain? Gang. Building management, Holochain suited for that too. Utilities, Holochain is suited for that as well. Transportation, Holochain is suited for that as well. Manufacturing, Holochain is suited for that as well. Remember, a lot of your favorite programs are all ETH based. What does Holochain do really well? Scale ETH based programs for a fraction of the cost of gas fees. This is one of the things that people don't seem to grasp. It's a grossly undervalued coin, and it's incredibly poorly reviewed. What did you just learn in the next 26 minutes? Imagine what you're about to learn in the next 25 minutes. You're going to be sitting there wondering why I'm watching something with no graphics, because I don't have time to sit through and edit stuff. I only have time to give you what you came for. So while you're doing your yoga, while you're meditating, while you're stretching, while you're folding laundry, while you're driving the car, you know what? Like, I want you to enjoy the coffee that you got in front of you and just take it in. You made a life-changing decision by choosing Holochain. So today, IoT, so utilities, transportation, and manufacturing are attesting to its many benefits. Advancements in IoT pretend business transformation. 30% of devices on enterprise networks today are IoT devices. Rich data collected from these devices provides valuable insights that aid in real-time business decision-making and accurate predictive modeling. One of the places, for example, that I thought of Holochain being of incredibly great value is basically using Holochain to identify when stock shelves need reloading. So it would improve a company's ability to staff at interval levels when shelves would need the greatest amount of service, and also in a warehouse by moving slow product to a section of the warehouse. So you would have employees only frequenting a section of the warehouse where they would need to be in accordance with the product moving at the intervals of products being within the same baskets. Like, you just streamline performance tremendously by using a product or by deving on a framework, a first layer protocol that's about to hit beta. So remember, they're about to finish alpha and they're about to get into beta. And we're still explaining what IoT is, but I have to do this before I even get onto gaming and ecosystems. You're not ready for all this, and it's frustrating because when I speak, I don't know how many people listen, and I doubt I'm going to see any likes. I doubt I'll see any subscribes, but I do this out of the sheer goodness of my heart because I really want to see Holochain succeed, and I want to see it beat out your father's bloatware. I'm sorry, I got nothing against Bitcoin and Ether, but I just think Holochain is the best thing there is for the environment, and I root for the environment. By enabling the convergence of IT and operational technology OT systems, IoT remarkably improves process automation, supply chain management, and adherence to regulatory compliance is significantly bringing down capital expenditures and operational costs. In addition, IoT is a key enabler of digital transformation in the enterprise, with the potential to drive up workforce productivity, business efficiency, and profitability, and the overall employee experience. I want to make money, but I also want my employees to enjoy what they do. I'm sorry. I'm very cognizant that my employee could probably be worth more than I am, and they might only be there simply because they enjoy doing the job they do. I see the value in IoT, and I love that that's an important aspect of it, that the overall employee experience can be enhanced. The question of security, Now, despite the many advantages the interconnectedness of IoT presents, a substantial challenge to enterprises in terms of grave security risks arising from unmonitored, unsecured devices connected to the network. Enterprise IT. Sorry, I need a glass because these are a lot of words. Now, I'm teaching you how to compile research relatively quickly. We're only a half hour in. While enterprise IT teams protect standard IT devices with appropriate network security, the security risks associated with IoT devices are less well known, and securing them is often overlooked. The reason is